It's been just over 6 years that I've been free of pornography. February 14th, 2019 will always be the day that my life changed forever. It was the day that I was able to break free from a 20 plus year pornography addiction. The last 6 years have been life changing. God has called me into some incredible opportunities. We've stepped into a big mission and purpose here at The Rebuilt Man with helping men conquer their own pornography addictions. But there's been one big lesson, one big takeaway that I've taken over the last 6 years. And in today's episode, I want to share that with you because this may resonate with you if you are stuck, if you are struggling, or if you're looking at this obstacle of removing pornography out of your life as something that is insurmountable. You know, I started working with other men in January of 2020. So about a year after being free, I saw my life transform right before my eyes. How I saw myself, how I viewed myself, the confidence, getting rid of the shame, letting the parts of me that were holding on to the addiction go. It was a 12-month journey that I went on before I stepped into helping other men. And I only took this call because guys were asking for my help. We were having massive success with our podcast. Guys were resonating with our story. And men from all across the globe started to reach out and say, Frank, can you help me go down the same path that you are? And it's been an incredible journey over these last 5 years, from initially launching Rebuilt Recovery to getting clear on how we actually serve, to creating the #1 program in the world to help men transform their lives out of pornography addiction. Thousands of testimonies, thousands of successful clients, thousands of conversations, reaching millions of men all across the globe. But yet there's still the ones that we can't reach. There's still the ones that are stuck. There's going to be some of you that are hearing and watching this that were around back in 2020. You guys heard the first podcast that I ever shared, and yet you still struggle with the same thing. Well, why is this? You know, for 20 plus years, I struggled with a pornography addiction. And I use the word struggle loosely because I don't think I was actually clear on the impact it was having on my life, on how it was deteriorating my soul, on how it was hijacking my mind, on how it was changing the views of myself. I don't think much of that came clear until I got on the other side of it. You know, I speak with men every single day that are caught up and stuck. But here's the biggest thing that I see in these men is they look at all the reasons outside of themselves as to why they are unable to break free. I was very clear on February 14th that this was my problem. I was very clear that I was done and I was sick and tired of it. I was very clear that I was going to be the one that was going to take responsibility for it. Now, does that mean that there's something special about me and these other men? I don't think so. I think it was a mindset that I held. I think it was a belief within myself. I knew that the road in front of me was going to be difficult. I knew that the journey that I was embarking upon was going to be challenging, but it didn't scare me because I had hope. I had dreams. I had a vision of what my life could look like without pornography. You see, I see so many men that reach out on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. They respond to our emails. They leave comments on these videos. They follow my Instagram page. They send me DMs every single week. And the biggest challenge and obstacle I see with these men is their victim mentality. As a 30-year-old man, they still look at the abuse when they were 6 as the reason why they got addicted to porn, or they're still addicted. As a 35-year-old married man, they still talk about the first introduction to pornography at 12 years old. See, they're holding on to all these limiting beliefs. They're holding on to all these reasons as to why they can't break free without actually looking at the opportunity that's sitting in front of them. And what I've come to realize over these 6 years of walking in my own freedom and 5 years of coaching and leading other men, the biggest lesson that I was not clear of for 20 years is porn robs the soul of a man. Porn deteriorates the soul of the man from within. It hijacks his mind. It destroys his belief system. It creates a false image of who he actually is. You see, if men understood the power that rests and lives inside of them, they wouldn't allow some pixels on a screen to keep them enslaved. If men understood what God placed inside of them, they wouldn't allow a trigger, an urge, a stressful situation, some anxiety to lead them astray from the path that they were on. You see, it was about halfway through this journey. So about 2.5 years ago, I got clear that my mission, what we're doing here with Rebuilt Recovery and the Rebuilt Man, was not about helping men get free of porn. There's an enemy in the world, and the enemy comes dressed as pornography. You see, there's an enemy that wants you to be less than you're capable of becoming. It's much easier to conquer the world if the men are not men. It's much easier to destroy societies if men are not leading from the front. You see, I've shared an episode and I talked about the red pill moment was actually quitting porn because I saw reality. I saw life. I saw the world. I saw this battle of good versus evil through a clear lens. You see, from the age of 15, I saw the world through the lens of pornography, the same exact lens and view that you are seeing the world through right now. So while you may appear or you may think that it's harmless, you may be like, it's not hurting anybody. Brother, it's crushing you from the inside. What is porn robbing from you? What is porn preventing you from stepping into in your life? See, if we can look at this not just as something that every guy does, but if we could look at it as the enemy that is destroying us from becoming the man that God has called each and every single one of us to be. So I think the biggest lesson, the biggest takeaway that I've experienced over these last 6 years now is that porn is a weapon of the enemy that is destroying men. It's keeping men enslaved. It's keeping men in a victim mentality. It's feminizing men. It's preventing them from stepping into their masculine traits and their masculine virtues. When I talk about those masculine traits and virtues, power, presence, authority, confidence, all the things that men were put on this earth to do, dominion, take over a territory. We can't take over a territory when you're enslaved in your life. You can't step into confidence when you're lacking the proper belief system. You can't lead a family, lead a community, lead an organization when you can't lead yourself. Yes, from the outside world, you may appear to have some material success. That was me too. I had the great body. I had the beautiful women. I had the status, the money, access to anything that I wanted. But it was false. It was just another tool in the weapons, in the enemy's arsenal to keep me enslaved. Hey, you don't need to worry about these videos over here that got you addicted because look at what I'm giving you over here. You got all the money, you got the access, you got the cars, you got the beautiful women, you got the parties, you got the drugs, the sex, all of that. Why get rid of this when your life has all of this already? See, what I had to do is I'd be willing to let all of that go. I had to be willing to die to myself. I had to be willing to literally strip down and become naked and vulnerable and surrender my life to God first and foremost, but then say, God, where can you take me? What have you placed inside of me that the enemy has stolen from me? For 20 years, I was enslaved. 6 years now, I've been walking in freedom. And there's a much more clear voice when you're walking in freedom. The voice that calls you to more. The voice that calls you to your purpose. Enemy, pornography is a weapon of the enemy. It's robbing you. It's robbing your mind, your heart, your soul, your body. You are a shell of yourself. You're a shell of the man that you can be because you have this thing that's keeping you enslaved. The minute you let this thing go, a world of clarity, a world of purpose, a world of meaning, a world of service, a world of love, peace, joy opens up in front of you. Pornography is a lie. There's nothing that is truthful and honest about it. In the minute you wake up and have that realization in you, this life over here, the one that you've been called to live, is within reach. Now, what we've done here is we've created a community of men. They're all committed to stepping out of the darkness, letting the parts of themselves go that must be let go, but creating a vision for the man that they can be. The one that is called for more, the one that is here to serve, the one that is here to love, the one that wants to walk in truth and integrity. And if that's what you're desiring out of life right now, I want to invite you inside of our community for free. Join us for 7 days, get access to our programs, get one-to-one coaching and support and accountability, and get real-time live group coaching. If you go to school.com, that's SKOOL.com/reboot your life. You can click the link. You can join us for free, no obligation to stick around after 7 days. But you've been buying the pornography of lie or the lie of pornography for decades. How about you experience the taste of truth? And what truth looks like is radical honesty, true commitment, vulnerability, community, support, all the things that you'll find at school.com, SKOOL.com/reboot your life. Guys, Frank Rich at The Rebuilt Man. 6 years. It's been powerful. It's been incredible. But we're just getting started. God is calling us to a much bigger mission here than I ever thought possible. If you want to be on board with us, rate, review, subscribe, but join us in that side of the community. School.com, SKOOL.com/reboot your life. We love you guys. See you on the inside.